Hello, my name is Kevin Shane. I am the Director of Marketing for NetSource Media and RVUSA. Today, I want to talk to you really quickly about a couple of items. The primary one is the buyer's journey, and I'm going to talk to you about two other quick items before I do that. All right, so number one, um, boy, the market has been very interesting in the RV industry, to say the least. Um, Dealerships have been challenged with something new, which is supply and ability to provide inventory. So we expect this to change pretty soon. Right now, we're in July, mid-July, and I just read that the COVID cases are diminishing in Indiana, and they are pumping out inventory as fast as they can. I've had calls with manufacturers, and that's what they've confirmed. So it appears that they are hard at work trying to fill backlog, and once they do, we expect inventory rates to level out and supply and demand to move back to more normalized situation. And it won't be long till we see the more typical seasonality. So this change that we've seen is probably going to normalize. Second thing that I want to say is tell you a little bit about what we're recommending to our customers during this time. There's a natural tendency, I think, among dealerships to say, why advertise when we are out of inventory? Well, there's a couple of things. One is pre-orders. The other thing that really is probably more has been something that we've recommended more to our customers is to start to prepare, innovate, and think in terms of long-term projects that we have not been able to implement for our clients because of the demands of lead generation. So what we want to do is we want to focus on more investment and long-term items. And this is where I turn to the meat of this particular conversation, which is the buyer's journey. So the buyer's journey, if those of you who aren't familiar with the term, basically is a very simple concept. It just means that buyers go through a sequence of events before they buy. And there's many rules of thumb that go along with this, including one of the rules of thumb is as prices go up, the more stages, more deliberate customers are in the stages that they go through in terms of buying. So one stage, for example, is awareness. That basically means that at one time customers weren't even aware that an RV was an option or a viable thing for them, and then it starts to permeate their thought processes. And this is the kind of campaigns that are put out by industry, typically by industry associations, and they are blanketing out to raise things into people's awareness. Then people move more into consideration, decision, and ultimately to purchase, and then they become a more lasting customer. So as you can see by the chart that I'm showing, people move through a process. So that's the concept of the buyer's journey. So how does this equate to you? Well, let me tell you one thing that's absolutely critical is that there have been many, many, many studies about this in marketing about the buyer's journey and engagement. This is the key part about the buyer's journey is that it talks about stages and matching communications to those stages. In other words, you don't talk about selling someone when they're at the awareness stage. When they're just becoming aware of something, you're not talking about price. You're talking about gaining interest and the concept that this could work in your life. And as someone moves forward, you deliver different kinds of content. And during some stages, you're trying to provide answers to information that they have, to questions that they have, so that they can get their answers fulfilled and then move forward in the buying process. You know, the tendency to think is that all this happens at once. It doesn't happen at once. It happens in a gradual fashion. Now, people may bounce around to different stages, but the absolutely critical item to take away from this is that there are stages and that information should be tailored based upon the stage that the prospect is in. The other thing to take away from this is that engagement, and again, this goes back to the studies that have taken place, is that engagement determines results. This is very true of digital marketing. The more people engage with your content, the more likely they are to purchase from you. This is whether or not they even talk to sales. This is looking at the emails that they open, the pages that they visited on your website, how many forms they've submitted, how many videos have they watched, have they read your blog, have they looked at the social media content. All these things are what determines whether or not someone will engage with you. So, what does that mean? The first question I would say is, does your site have enough content? And the second thing I would say is your site built around a concept that I call buy now or goodbye? And what that means is basically, is everything on your website completely oriented towards selling? And if it is, then you're not addressing the buyer's journey. You're not looking at this as a process that prospects go through and giving them information that's going to help them depending on what stage in a process that they're at. So this means that your website needs to be much more robust. In most cases, dealerships have not invested enough time in developing a robust set of content to individuals. So what can you do? What's the easiest thing? How do I do this fast in the easiest way? Well, we developed a program which is really fantastic. We've had tremendous success with it. We're right now putting together a success story about our demand generation, lead generation process that we put in place. It's a lead nurture process, and we build a content piece that's a high engaging content piece that asks a question that most buyers want to know the answers to. We build this content piece, it's customized for you, and then we build a sequence. Once they opt into this piece, we build a sequence of emails to them that address other things that they want to know in the buying process. It's a we have a formulated process that we built out, and you pay you pay for us to develop it, and you pay for us to manage it, and that's it. This is a way to begin to address your buyer's journey and integrate it into your site in a very, very simple fashion. It's something that is very easy to do. We're recommending this. We're pushing this out to our customers. We recommend that you think a lot about this. And if you have any questions, please contact us. We're more than happy to help you with this. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, was just building out your buyer's journey content. And like I said, the way we've done this very simply is by using our lead nurture methodology. So contact us. We're happy to help you at any point. You can call us at 1-800-709-3240. You can also email us at sales@netsourceinc.com. You can see that right now on the screen. Trying to think if there's anything else before I go. I think that's it. If, like I said, you need any help, just let us know. We're happy to help you at any time. Thanks.